This is what we know about Hantavirus.
Let us pray.
There will be some things you have not thought of.
That's right. You're thinking things right now, but we're about to say some things that you never thought. It's going to get you thinking some more. Even I don't know what he's going to say, ladies and gentlemen. Start from the top. Hantavirus. What is it exactly? Where did it come from? And what does it do?
I don't have like that type of information in front of me. I'm focused in on other shit.
Oh, okay. I thought. All
right. People are reporting from the cruise that someone has a crazy virus and they're locked down. They're not letting them move. They're stuck on the ship.
They're pooping their brains out.
They're quarantined.
Oh.
I really didn't want to start there though, but
okay.
I will. There was a travel blogger. He was the only one kind of really being vocal, like for people to get updates and things straight from the source. You could see this guy on TikTok, Instagram, wherever he pushes out his stuff. And people got real suspicious. They're like, is this a fake boat? Like, is this even a real virus?
They thought it was for show, in
his
other words.
room looks a little bit big to be on a cruise. And like, people picked it apart a million different ways. And one of the most valid questions was, why is he the only one reporting from this cruise?
Right. In the age of social media, where's the other? I wouldn't be like a huge swarm, but there'd be others at least.
And at first, I didn't necessarily have the answer for that, because that did seem a little bit odd.
Yeah.
Until I found out how much the cruise cost.
How much was the cruise?
So this cruise line, the cheapest ticket they basically sell for that ship for any expedition is $7,800. But
now, is the Hantavirus included in that, or is that a surcharge for a different package?
Did not look into that.
Oh.
So on this particular one, it was $16,800.
Holy fuck! For one person?
To $25,000 a person.
Oh, to $25,000. Well, at least it wasn't $25,000. That would have been insane.
I don't know. And Travel Blogger probably got a special deal. He may have even been there for free. I don't know how that stuff works.
Yeah.
But I do know that the people on the ship did not need to become famous because they were already rich.
Good point.
They probably didn't want the attention. They probably didn't want the spotlight, the questions, the people coming after their family to try to get every little tidbit that they could.
All the illegal stuff they're doing. I don't know. I just assumed that from the rich and powerful now.
Anyway, so that made sense to me that this guy's the only one kind of speaking up.
Right.
Those other people don't want the spotlight.
He's really a tourist in this lifestyle, kind of.
Well, he needs to be known. Like, that helps his brand.
Yeah. But
it helps his business.
This isn't the type of luxury he's used to, I assume.
Yeah. So and it also makes sense as to why his room was so damn big. It's an expensive cruise.
Yeah, it better be a big damn room.
They're not going to put you in the.
It's not going to be a Holiday Inn with that little rusty air conditioning with the digital thermostat. So, they're all the same.
I will admit there were a lot of rumors coming out at that time as to how many had died and things like that, or who may have gotten on the ship and gotten off. And I think those, you still couldn't trace that to ground to get the necessarily precise information. Who was on, who was off, what crew members got on, what crew members got off. There was rumors that the captain was very sick. And now the cruise line's saying no. We had 32 staff and none of them showed symptoms.
That's actually kind of amazing. They have a staff so small, considering the luxury liner that it obviously was.
Well, yeah, I don't know how many people were on the cruise. It was an ice-breaking ship. It wasn't gonna.
That's good, because I hear that ships in the past have had trouble breaking the ice.
On cruises with rich people. But the question, or one question, is who was patient number one? Where did this?
Who was the first guy to fuck the monkey, or however hell this came about on the boat?
The BBC has reported on it and says that it was probably the couple. God almighty, where did it go? It's believed to be a Dutch couple who contracted the virus and died. they were likely, quote, patient zero or patients zero.
Yeah, in other words, they started it. Those crazy Dutch.
And to reconstruct their journey, like leading up to getting on the boat, they were traveling. They were in Argentina.
So they were just globe-trotting and just kind of picked this up inadvertently, and then now it's like a potential outbreak in America in certain states.
It's pretty long travel. So they were in Argentina the 27th of November.
Yeah.
After 24 days, they went to the Argentine province of Neuquén.
Oh, yeah. The Queens.
After 20 more days, they went to Uruguay. And on the 27th of March, they returned to Argentina and headed to Ushuaia, where they boarded for the ship April 1st.
Yeah, Ushuaia sounds like a layover type place.
A lot of these places they went, the local governments are like, no, ain't no way they got it here. We don't have documented cases of that. We've never had a case of that.
That's like finding out you have an STD and going back like, no, it wasn't me. Of course not, because it would be like such a bad dark pall over your government to accept responsibility for something so disgusting.
Yeah, bad press or whatever. So, who got off the ship? Who flew where?
Who sailed? Who bicycled? Who just swam by in an adjacent river, maybe? I mean,
who left on that boat, James Bond style? Like, what happened? But I don't really know. This is mainly what's happening, though. They are holding. There's some sort of biocontainment unit in Omaha, Nebraska.
It's a giant hamster ball. But continue.
It's a hospital, if you'll call it that, made for
hamsters. Say hamster.
Larger containment groups.
Yeah.
They've got a wing with 20 beds, but they're big rooms, and they're just holding people there, and whether they are symptomatic or not.
Yeah, just and if you're there and you're not symptomatic, guess what? You're probably going to be, so you're going to stay there.
And all those rooms have the vacuum, negative air pressure, and precautions and whatnot, but they're still interacting with staff. I mean, they're still interacting with.
I imagine the staff has that like those hazmat suits and shit. They look like the.
But from what I was reading, is they were trying to make those people comfortable, but they have a step-up unit. If you start having symptoms, it still has the same type of air filtration and all, but like. Now they really think you might be sick, and that unit...
They gas you. They just be like, oh, it was the Hantavirus. It got a hold of him. Oh, he was a goner. We need to make more room. We're a hospital, damn it. We got to make money.
That unit can't hold as many people. Interestingly, they sent two to Atlanta, to the CDC hospital there, whoever they're affiliated with.
Well, I'm sure they're in good hands in Atlanta.
And... one of them was having symptoms, and guess what? They tested them, and they don't have the virus.
What do they have?
Womp, 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 womp.
It was AIDS. Mr. Johnson, I have some bad news.
Here, I know people are just on the edge of their seat hearing about this, but
oh God!
Why were they sent to Omaha, Nebraska?
Wow, you're actually looking this up in real time, guys. This dude's got analytics here.
Quote, there's no place in the country that could be better. They could be better cared for, more safely, and more effectively, says Dr. Jeffrey Gold, president of the University of Nebraska.
Wow, that's quite an honor. The whole state.
The medical center that's in Nebraska, the biocontainment unit is used if people in the quarantine unit. So that was the step up, is biocontainment.
Technically you could just send people to Nebraska and that would be kind of like quarantining them, because there's fucking nothing in Nebraska, not even people. I mean, Omaha, and that's about it. I mean, seriously, people are pretty spread out there, and everything from my understanding is pretty damn flat and rural.
Anyway, they've got a big quarantine unit leading to a smaller.
Considering it's Nebraska, is it a quarantine unit?
For the conspiracy theorist, which I kind of have started doubting everything myself, so Got to be a little healthy dose of suspicion.
Nothing like paranoia to help with the daily mental health and everything.
2 vials of the deadly rat virus Hantavirus did vanish from a lab in 2021. 2 vials of the deadly Hantavirus were among more than 300 vials of viruses that disappeared from an Australian lab in 2021. Though it wasn't until 2024 that it was reported on.
Crikey! Why the delay?
The missing specimens also included nearly 100 vials containing the Hendra virus and 223 vials containing Lissa virus.
And another vial containing Surge, a delicious version of Mountain Dew that was sold in the late 90s and then discontinued.
So maybe it didn't come from a rat. Maybe it came from a lab-grown or lab-stored virus version of, who knows?
Yeah, maybe it didn't come from a rat. It came from a mole. Like a mole.
Is this going to be the next COVID? I certainly hope not.
Well, I mean,
and a lot of people are going to just take their chances if it is. They kind of got fed up with that first go-round of virus. And people might just say, fuck it, if I die, I die at this point.
I'm totally for that as long as it affects the people just making that choice.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you got to think to yourself. It's not just you you're affecting by making your personal choice. It's others, and that's where you got to draw the line.
Was there ever a way to contain COVID, though? I don't think there was.
Honestly,
and not keep society going.
Well, no, that's just it. Now, what do you call society? Us just going in the public places together, going to the gym, going out to eat, like. It's just one of these things where you took
utilities, water, sewer service running. Let's keep electricity, sewer running.
Yeah.
People have to pay that bill somehow unless the government's going to step in and pay it.
And
then people have to eat.
I think it'll be a great opportunity for Donald Trump to be like, see, I told you I'd lower gas prices.
And then what, no demand?
Like cancel everything and gas prices plummet just like in COVID. It's like, there you go.
Yeah, one time gas prices spiked during COVID pretty high, but it might have fallen back out. I don't have a chart on it right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's because people didn't have a demand for it because we couldn't go anywhere, so no one was driving.
You need food, utilities, and healthcare at least.
Yeah. It's just one of these things where if people you don't expect people to follow any rules. They're not going to, unless you just close something. It's like, okay, we don't open a restaurant, don't open a bar if you're having to, 6 feet apart and wear a mask and all that. Just don't even do it. Either do it or don't. There's no middle ground.
The way viruses spread, could you contain it anyway?
Well, you can avoid it. I don't know about containing it, but then again, in a way we can contain it if we're all properly vaccinated against it. As an immunization herd.
Will it make its rounds? That's another thing people were talking about. Supposedly there was a patent filed for a hantavirus vaccine, and they're like,
I'm sure there's a lot of things that people don't understand about the business or the whole thing of patent, like RNA, vaccines, viruses, things like that. Like, I didn't realize, like, they can, until COVID came about, I didn't realize how they made a vaccine was basically taking constructs of RNA they already had from past viruses. That kind of blows my mind.
The BBC says that, well, they're interviewing someone called Patrina. Not sure who Patrina is.
All right, what did the BBC say?
That they most likely contracted the illness in Argentina, but said they believed it was probably 2 to 4 weeks before the cruise, and it could have been in a mountainous region in Patagonia.
How do you contract that? Is that something through the air?
There's some rat. There's a rat, and I think that's where the name comes. The Andes.
Is it a dirty rat?
Designation of hantavirus.
I thought it was Hantavirus.
I read it somewhere about the rat. The long-tailed pygmy rat. The long-tailed pygmy rice.
That long-tailed son of a bitch. Oh, I should have expected some long-tailed, dirty-ass rat.
Whose original habitat was the Patagonia Andes. That's why they call it the Andes version of the hantavirus, because there's other ones that aren't airborne or whatever, but they said, oh no, the people who died were tested, and it was the Andes variant.
It sounds like it makes you defecate yourself, does it? Is that a symptom? I'm getting the vibe that that's at least a symptom, if not the way you die. This sounds like a haunting virus to contract.
Those rats, though, now can be found in the province of Buenos Aires as well.
All right, let's set Buenos Aires on fire then.
Alongside other rodents that transmit the disease.
Okay.
They're really highlighting the long-tailed pygmy rice rat.
I just don't understand with something like that why you would want to live near it without some sort of like lethal precaution. Like,
well, if they're calling it a rice rat, it probably runs through the rice fields.
Well,
and it's like getting in your food and stuff.
You know what? Just set the whole Buenos Aires on fire. Just incinerate the whole thing. Get rid of the rats. Boom. Get rid of the virus. Get rid of the rats.
They track cattle really closely now. Like if you want cattle in South Carolina, they've all got to have an ear tag and be registered, every single one of them.
Yeah, it's just like those little nose rings girls have now. Everyone's got to have one.
If one pops up at an auction and winds up having a disease, they're going to trace it back, and they are going to eliminate your whole herd.
In other words, that's a blockchain of your cattle.
They'll do it with chickens too, but those don't have to be tagged. But if there's an outbreak, they'll try to. They won't treat them like these cruise ship passengers. They'll put the herd down.
No.
Complete loss unless you had insurance for it.
And that's how Slim Jims are made, guys.
That's about all I know. The main things that the people were saying, hey, this is a setup, is like, why is only the one guy talking? It says if he's an actor, it's because everyone's so rich and that was on that cruise, and they really could do.
And they can't post anything because they put a deposit down for that Trump phone, and it's not even made or contracted to be made yet. So who knows when they'll be able to actually blog and vlog again.
The spider web of people that got off the ship is much bigger than these like 20 people in Omaha and 2 people in There's a lot more. And it's probably a self-report thing, like the 32 staff. If y'all are feeling symptoms, you need to let us know.
Well, I'm sure if they go to certain hospitals and stuff, like these people are probably treated privately, because if they go to a public hospital and they do test for the Hantavirus, then obviously it's just a matter of paperwork that's going to make itself back to that boat.
That's a crazy incubation period, though. They're like, they probably got it 2 to 4 weeks before they got on the boat.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of biological factors to that, I'm sure.
So 3 people, officially the death toll. We'll see how it unfolds. The pygmy-tailed rice rat. That
pygmy-tailed son of a
Or a lab.
A lab.
This one that they just reported on, it could have been a different lab. I mean, who the fuck knows?
Yeah. It could have been the back of a Buick. Some guy selling Hantavirus in the parking lot.
This couple was like
next to farts in the jar.
One of those things where they're just on vacation, back to back to back, and they're seeing everything the country has to offer. They probably could have gotten into some pretty interesting places to maybe contract. And that's probably what happened.
Could have been just something completely debaucherous and nasty that we're not even thinking about. Those Dutch. But anyway, that's interesting. Hopefully it won't be another COVID, but some people are saying, they're kind of getting paranoid, like, I'm starting to see those masks come back again. It's like, okay, we definitely know the people who are just tired of seeing the masks, let alone having to wear one everywhere you go.
Well, I mean, someone had
it's almost like a visual trigger to some people, like, oh no, not this again, no.
I talked to someone who wanted me to come look at their house that was affected by Hurricane Helene, and the basement flooded. And I'm like, that drywall needed to be out within a week, and humidifiers running 24/7. They're like, we had humidifiers right away, but we didn't peel back the drywall, and it smells really, really bad down there. I'm like, I'm not looking at that. Do y'all have a mask with one of those little things on the side, like a real mask? I'm not getting into that mold. People will take.
By the way, how's Stamey doing?
It actually was not Stamey.
Oh, but that was a decent
good guess. That was a really good guess. They did sell their beach house just in time, I feel.
Oh, before the
I feel, isn't it some shit? And this is not, Stamey doesn't print money, but the people that do print the money to then buy the hard assets.
Yeah, well, that's how you do good in a recession.
It's a loose translation of what happens, but like the oligarchs essentially print money and then buy
assets.
Stuff. Yeah,
assets that appreciate over time, unlike the money they're printing, which is depreciating.
Look into the early years of the auto manufacturing. The guy that had bought like Dodge Chrysler and wanted to buy Ford. And this guy
this guy had a trio of beauty right there. Automotive excellence right there.
He had a way to get money from banks, but Ford and him reached a deal, and Ford wanted his money in gold.
Good job.
And the bank said,
"No,
can't do that.
That's a real value. We can't do that."
And it's just a laugh. It's just a closing thought, something to think about. The tie-in is that the people on the ship were probably that rich.
Yeah.
And 3 of them are dead.
No, I'm sure their heirs are well taken care of.
We'll holler at y'all later.
Maybe not. If we get the Hantavirus, you probably won't hear from us again. But if we don't, stay tuned. Still on City Limits. We'll be back.